Okay, everyone in their book. Good. All right, what do we do raise your hand and tell me, what do we do every time we finish a chapter or we finish reading an article?
We create a central idea.
Yes, central idea. Why is it important for the central idea, Samara?
To understand what we read.
Yes, understand what we read. Anyone else? Wow.
Also give us memory of what we read as well.
Yes, it helps you with comprehension, understanding what you're reading. That's why we look at characters. So first we're going to talk a little bit about the central idea for chapter 1. First we always do a character, right? Keelan, what's the main character in the first chapter? Jonas. Anyone else have another character in here? Christopher. Lily. Who's Lily?
I think it's Thursday.
Yes, his little sister. Another one?
Asher.
Yeah, Asher. Who's Asher? Do you remember?
His friend.
Yes, it's his best friend. But they just kind of vaguely mentions him. But he is the main character in the story. Any other?
Does the mom know?
Yeah, they mention all of them. So the mom and the dad. So yes, those are the main characters of the story so far. But we know that Jonas is the main one because that's who it focuses on. Next thing, problem. What is a problem in the story? Shannon, what's a problem in the story?
The problem with the story is that Jonas is apprehensive about when he turns 12.
Yes, so he has this ceremony coming up called about the 12. So it's when he turns 12, they're chosen what jobs they basically get. So he's very nervous and worried about it. And anything else?
If they use the word release, then they'll die.
Yeah, so saying the word release is kind of like cussing, saying a really bad word. Or if we were here in school and you said, I'm going to kill you, obviously teachers, if they heard that, we would kind of be alarmed, right? And we would have to go talk to the principal. It's kind of the same thing.
I have to go on to what Janae said. If you were to make any little mistakes, you will get released.
Right, so this society, yes, they have good and bad about it, but if you do too many things like the person flying around, they did that too many times, and the person on the loudspeaker said, well, they'll get released, and kind of just said it nonchalantly, like, oh, it's not a big deal. So talking about this world, there's good things and bad things about it. Anyone want to tell me something that's good about it? Because that might be the harder one to you. What's a good thing about the society?
The good thing about the society is that at the age 12 you can have like a job.
Okay. Their jobs, they're kind of given to you. And how are jobs out here in our world right now?
You have to be around 15 to 16.
Wait, one at a time.
You have to be around 15 to 16.
Right, it's harder to get jobs, right? But here, in this world, you just get a job. That's just how it is. Anything else positive?
During the evening when they're having dinner, they discuss how their day went.
Okay, so their interactions. Because if your family does that now, which is very good, like some families do that, they have dinner at a table and they talk about how they feel. But today, because of technology, how things are, sometimes that doesn't happen. People don't have those kind of times like that. Yeah.
It's like the community.
The community, like it's them all together. Okay. Their community. Negative. Keelan.
They're not allowed to have feelings.
Feelings, no feelings. Even though they talk about, I felt angry, Lily says I felt angry because, the kids are acting wrong, but it just doesn't seem like they express them normally. It's kind of weird. You wouldn't say, today at school I was mad because someone told me this and I balled up my fist. It just sounds weird and awkward how they're talking.
You can also say how they use the word release.
Release, okay. Remember I told you yesterday that this place doesn't have, if everyone is the same race, what does that mean that isn't there?
Racism.
Yes, there is no racism. So that is one thing you could definitely say is a positive. Yeah.
They have to get jobs at 12.
That's a bad thing?
Yes.
Okay, you might see that as a bad thing too. Jobs in both ways. All right, what we're gonna do is start reading chapter 2, and we'll stop and talk about it a little. So everyone open to chapter 2. I'll start and I'll call on you. Does anyone know what kind of society this is called? It's a word with a letter G. What? No,
United?
no,
Unity?
no.
What did you say?
It's basically a word for an amazing type of society that's perfect. Do you know what there's a word for it? You guys have probably never heard it. It's called, it's a utopian. Like the ride Autopia in Disneyland, just like, it's kind of using the same wording as that. Like it's a perfect kind of driving world, basically. That's what utopia is. So you would call it a utopian society. All right, 2, I will start. Jonas watches his father pounding a fresh cup of coffee. He waited. You know, his father finally said, every December was exciting to me when I was young. And it has been for you and Lily too, I'm sure. Each December brings such changes. Jonas nodded. He could remember the Decembers back to when he had become, well, probably a 4. The earlier ones were lost to him, but he observed them each year, and he remembered Lily's earliest